Okay, so like this will let you do the approach. Like, that's useful in terms of the what's starting here is starting there, but it's complicated when you have so much information to talk about. Usually, just going to go back now. Go back up here. I'm going to back to edit. I'm going to take that off. Take the enter leave off, and then run it. And then you come back to just the exact aspects. With the sun, it's easy to imagine the year before, year after. It's pretty close to a year either way. Might be a little bit longer, but it's just mostly that. So this is what we would print out and work with the sun, progress sun. Okay, and it tells you the aspect, the time, the date, the time, the event, progress to natal. This is sun conjunct sun, sun conjunct third house. Tells you what its exact aspect, the degree that the sun is in, and the degree that the planet being aspected is in. So if you saw Sun square Saturn here, 1961, Sun square Saturn exact, the sun was at 749 Scorpio, but my Saturn's at 749 of Leo. So these are your natal positions on the position 2, puts it in. And this was just more of the job structures in here. If that 2 is the, it's got the retrograde with the degree anyways, if the planet's retrograde or not. And you can click on any one just if you're studying it. So you can work with just the screen in today's world. I like to have the written screen. I like to write things on it. I like to mark them up. Say, oh, look at this. I like to highlight. So I really go back and say, oh, there. I see where I was. I see what was going on. But you can do it on. It's mostly done on screens right now. So okay, you got to do this for the sun. You got to go back. You got to go into the same. Okay, so we go back to re-enter the search. We got everything more or less set up. The right years. I think we got to go back to edit. And we're going to turn off the sun, do Mercury. So you're going to print these out as a PDF and then print them out on the things. So you have a print of it. So there's Mercury. It's all set up with the same categories. Hit yes, and there's all my Mercury aspects. It calculates it fast, but you can see here's where it went retrograde, 71. Here's where it went direct, 91. So I mean, it was only 20 years then. That was the 20-year period of my Mercury going retrograde. So you got to print out of this. This is still just one page. Like it's not a lot. Like progressions don't. So we get that. We're gonna go back, edit. So I went up to re-enter search, got the search, edit. We're gonna go back. You gotta do Venus, one for each planet, and one for midheaven, one for the ascendant. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna change this to the moon. If we want to do the moon, if we do thoroughly have the sun sign changes, house changes, stations, angles, aspects, you get this huge thing for a lifetime. It's going to go around the zodiac 3 times. It's going to be big. So might take a few seconds. Let's just, okay, let's just do it. This is what you want. This is what we want to get. So we got, now it's set. You see the moon, it's set there. We say, okay. Now it's done. It's got it all. But it's going to be a lot of pages. That's one thing, it doesn't tell you how many pages it is. Goes down for my lifetime. So as you're going through it, each one has something almost every month of your life, an aspect of changing sign. Every 2 years it's going to change sign, it's going to change house. It puts the whole thing of your progressed moon down in that few seconds. You print it, like when I go to print it, I'll put print search to printer. It comes up. Now Matrix, when it prints search to printer, if you just put save, it saves it in its own file, in its own program, and then it replaces it the next time you do it. So you can't just trust that. So like it's going to take a minute or two to calculate. Okay, now it's calculated. Now it brings up my PDF. I'm printing it. Comes up as the PDF. And this PDF is 8 pages long for the moon progressions. Okay. Now, if you're working in a PDF program, you can go in and click highlight, and I can go in and say, let's see, okay, there's the moon going into there's the moon conjunct Saturn, so I can highlight this. Oh, there's a moon conjunct Saturn. Boom, big highlight. Or there's the moon conjunct the first house. Oh my, I want to see that. You can make them longer. So you can highlight these and then save it again. And then you save it in the file you want to save it and save as. and you put it in whatever file you want to put it in. You have one name for yourself and or for the person, and you save it. So this is the then you can just print it to your regular printer. Comes up, put print, and it's going to my printer. Okay, I'm not going to print it. I just wanted to show you how this works. Oh, okay, so we're out of this. So each time we've got the moon, we're going to go back. So if we go back, we're going to do one for each planet, but let's go back and edit this again. Let's just take a look at, we'll just take, we'll take Saturn. Oops, no, that takes it off. We want to put here, we want to put Saturn on. Let's go, okay, see what we get for Saturn. So you're going to get, in your whole life, you're actually going to get these four phenomena. So it gives you the conjunction, when it retrograde, when it conjuncted itself, again, when it came back and conjuncted itself, and then it changed house. It's going to have these things. So not as detailed as we use, but basically it's the information that we need. Render search. So I want you to get a printout for each one of these. Edit and go to Pluto, even Pluto. Get Pluto. Oh, I didn't take out Saturn. That's why there's so much there. Edit. Take out Saturn and put on Pluto. Okay. Come up. And Pluto only gets three things. It retrogrades, it comes back, conjuncts itself, and sextiles the node. That's my life with Pluto. But it shows you it's going 13 degrees back to 12 something. It doesn't really go very far in a lifetime. But it's not working with the pentens and subpentens. It's not working with the hexagrams and the lines. We have the ability to go much deeper than this, but this will get you all the technical information that you need. Now, if we go back down and here, edit it one more time, turn off that one, again, it doesn't give us, it gives you the midheaven and the ascendant. It doesn't let you do the IC, which I consider most the more important one. But let's just if we put the ascendant on, boom, it comes up and it does all the progressions for your ascendant for your lifetime. And if you wanted to get with the ascendant, it moves different speeds. So you might, if you really were working with it, you might want to do the enter leave. You might want to edit it and go into the edit and turn off the enter leave so you can see when it starts and when it leaves. Okay, so the big difference if it's in Virgo or if it's in Pisces. In Pisces, it can move 2 degrees in a year, and Virgo, it won't even move a degree. So, okay, this is all in your secondary progressions, and this is getting each individual one. That's the technical information you really need. Okay, now I'm going to leave this here. So that was all inside the search. We went to the save search, and we went down to, there is a progression that says 90 years progression. I'm just going to take a look at this for a second. That puts everything together. So we would do the same thing. We only the progressed, if you do 90 years, that's progressed to natal for just the moon, progressed to natal for all the planets, and progressed to progress. So we would go into this, we'd edit it, and we'd take out the progressed to progress. I do the progressed to progress on its own as a separate thing to find out the new moons and full moons. In fact, we should probably just do this. So if we took out this, delete, yes, take out this, delete, and we just, no. Okay, we're back here again. Okay, now we've got more, merged all those things. So let's take out 1, 2, 4. Okay, delete that. Yes. Didn't delete them all. Okay, delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. Okay, so now we're just down to one progression. So we're going to go back here. And we're just going to do all your progressive rates, but really, when we're looking at the moon phases, we just want to look at the moon to the sun. And we don't, there's no stations. We don't have to know what signs it's in. I think this is just looking at the moon phases for progress to progress. So if we hit that, we go, okay, it comes back, we see the moon to the sun. We've got it for 100 years, 90 years. Here comes up, there's the moon phases, conjunctions, squares. What's added? Okay, it didn't do it exactly because we have to go back to one more edit. The moon sun, we have to go to the aspects. And under the aspects, we change it just to squares. Conjunction opposition, we give new moons and full moons. If you put the squares, oh, 1 second, we might need to just do the hard aspects. The hard aspects will give you the 45 and 135, so it'll give you the 8 phases. Click on it, and here we got the 8 phases of the moon going on across your lifetime, the years they work in. Okay, so I passed the conjunct. The new moon for me was in 2014, so it was a new moon phase of 2018. 2018 February, it went into the waxing crescent phase, and it'll be there till 2022. Okay, so this is, okay, we'll come out of this. Okay, I'm just gonna, that's the end of these progression. I'm not gonna do these these calculations anymore, but that's using the wind star, and this is why I use it and the usefulness of it. Okay, now there's the last thing we have to do. I think another half hour. It's gonna be a little bit later today. Sorry.